Welcome to the Legacy of Love, the return of the Divine Cosmic Mother, and I'm your host, Sherry Lynn. I'm excited that you're here with me today with my special guest, Charlotte Shanti, where we're going to be talking about loving yourself unconditionally, integrating into your loving 5D reality with the Orions. Did you know that you can enter 5D without being perfect? But that feelings like love and hate need to be equally balanced in 4D. Or how about this? You are perfect as you are when you are willing to transform. Join both Charlotte and myself during our sacred time together, where we will enter 5D Lightship City of Light and discuss why it is essential for you to love all aspects of yourself and how you can ask the Orions in the eighth dimension to help you integrate. So, a little bit about Charlotte for those of you that don't know her. Charlotte Shanti works with telepathy, channeling, and clairvoyance, and has been in collaboration with the Lightship City of Light and created energy frequency tuning, which is a new way to harmonize, balance, and transform, heal, and activate in the fifth dimension of the Golden Age. She works as a City of Light Golden Age transformation teacher and has created the program that she is offering. So I'm very excited to have this conversation with Charlotte today. And Charlotte, I would just love to welcome you. Welcome, Charlotte.
Thank you, Sherry. I was so delighted when I first received your email and I saw the name of the summit that you have put together. That is beautiful. It's an important subject for us all. So I was delighted, and I'm very happy to be here today. And I look forward to the experience that we are going to have.
Yes, me too. So let me ask you, Charlotte, I've never asked anybody this yet. What was it about the name Legacy of Love, the return of the Divine Cosmic Mother, that really had you? That's like such a good name. It really is a beautiful name, isn't it? And it has me in my heart too. And there's something about that. So what is it for you?
Sometimes when I read things, I don't really look at the words, but I feel the rhythm, I feel the energy, like it's a song or a melody. And this is what I felt in the name of the summit. And I thought, well, we are going to join this summit.
Mm-hmm.
And the we I'm talking about is not my royal self. It's me and the Lightship City of Light. And with your permission, I would like to invite you all inside the Lightship.
Mm-hmm. We would love to join you inside the Lightship.
So if you just take a moment to feel the energy that you are sitting in right now, maybe take a few breaths. And I'm going to change the frequency to the fifth dimension. And we are now entering the 5D Lightship City of Light. And we are here. Maybe you notice how the energy shifted.
I can notice that, Charlotte. Yes.
And of course, the word love is so beautiful in itself. And this is what I'm seeing inside the Lightship as we entered, as if the name is everywhere. And there are red heart balloons. They're in multicolors. I've never seen this before inside the Lightship, but they have made everything about love. So it's going to be a beautiful conversation and experience in love.
I love that. And speaking of love, I read something when I was reading your offer that you put together, and you were talking about the waves of love. And Charlotte, I felt those waves of love, and I still do. And I remember the first time It actually happened after I put out a post where I had been working with Reiki and I wanted to do my practicum. And so I wanted to work with a group of women who were either recovering from an illness or caregiving, because my mom was a caregiver to my father before he transitioned. And I know that there's a lot of burnout with that. And so I'm not kidding you, immediately within less than a minute, it was so guided by the universe. There was so much support in that. I had multiple people I worked with. And when it happened, I'd already started to experience energy from my hands through Reiki, right? And that was amazing in itself. And I was excited to work with that energy that I didn't know. But what happened though, as soon as that post went out, these waves of love came through me. And I was like in the ocean, being rocked back and forth, gentle, just waves. And I could feel it. And I still do to this day when I am in this moment now.
That is very beautiful. And I love the way that you are making the number 8 as you are explaining what you experienced. This is very profound because the special offer, now we're starting a bit backwards, but the special offer is unconditional love with the golden child energy. And the golden child energy emerges from Lemuria and from Hawaii. And one of the special ways of working with the Lemurian energy is by the number 8. And so that really brings it all together just right from the beginning. That is wonderful.
That is so profound for me to hear you say that, because you know how we do things and we don't know. It's obviously some kind of memory from times before that I don't know why I'm doing. But I do remember in meditation, when I first started, for anybody who's struggling with meditation, I would do the infinity in my mind. I would be, and even moving my body as if it was moving through that. I
Yeah.
thought it was to balance the masculine and feminine, and I do believe maybe it does a bit of that too. And then the point is in the middle is the still point. Again, that was something I didn't know why I was doing it. There was just some kind of knowing this is what to do. So thank you for sharing that, because that's so beautiful, because I feel very connected to the name Lemuria.
And the waves that you were mentioning, obviously, Hawaii is surrounded by a beautiful ocean with the waves coming in and out.
Hmm.
And the number 8, or the eternity symbol, when we work with it in the 4th dimension, this is the mental area or the emotional area. Then we also work with masculine and feminine. That's a 4th dimensional way of working with the eternity symbol. But when we go to the 5th dimension, as you pointed out, that's in the middle. This is where things come together, that's where they meet. This is the symbol of the golden age. This is where it all comes together in the now. So, again, yeah,
That's
wonderful.
that's so beautiful. It's so wonderful when you get an explanation to something that you didn't know. You just knew. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
know why I know to do that. I just know it feels very good, feels brings me back. I'm very connected. And so thank you for sharing that with me. That's a gift for me. Thank you. Thank you. Really, truly, that feels so resonant with me. And so it's like you just activated something, and I didn't expect that.
The activation that you are talking about is also the transition from the 4th dimension to the 5th dimension. And that's not specifically you, this is general, this is for all of us. When we work in the fourth dimension, we focus on the heart. We focus on opening our hearts in the seven chakra system. You know, the Christ energy that opens up our heart, and then we enter the fifth dimension. This is an integration. Everything in the fourth dimension is polarized. It's black or white, it's good or bad, it's masculine or feminine. And in the fifth dimension, we integrate those sides and tend not to be in either one or the other, but
Mhm.
somewhere in the middle.
Which is beautiful too, because this is part of the problem when we're in the third and the fourth reality. And I don't know, like for me, I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time focusing on that. I just know that when I feel like I'm in the flow and I feel like I'm connected and when I feel like I'm present versus when I feel like I'm contracted or like I feel like I have a million things to do, I'm not getting enough done, I'm hard on myself, I get less patient with others. And what a shift going from one, which would be one dimension, I guess, to the other, where my heart is open and I'm willing to accept all things of myself and others.
Yeah, so this is the integration process that we were hoping to um, talk about today with the Orions, where when we go to the fifth dimension, we do not disconnect our heads, but we integrate our heads.
Mhm.
We need to connect our heart with our head and become
Mhm.
conscious. So, this is a totally new process that the Lightship City of Light is trying to teach people to that it's okay to have a mind, but it depends on how you train your mind um, to be a balanced and happy mind.
Mhm.
And where the Orions from the 8th and 18th dimension say, well, we need to integrate opposites. The Orions are very much black or white, they are very polarized in one sense, but they have learned how to live together and be multidimensional at the same time. And this is the teaching that they are offering us.
Beautiful. I
The
didn't know much
energy
about.
has now changed to the eighth dimension, and we are now with the Orions. So if
Mm,
you just take a moment to feel, and this may feel like a tickling in your body, because when we have to do with or when we work with the Orions, they immediately look for opposites in your energy system. Where are you not integrated in your energy system? So they are offering transformation of feelings and other things that need to be integrated.
which is beautiful and vital because this is what the human experience is for every one of us, right? Is living in that well at the beginning, the black and white, either or, this or that way of being. And then we start to realize it can be both and be okay with both and I can do that and not think that it has to be certain ways, but also be accepting of it when it comes up. And so I think it's such a beautiful, you and I noticed that the way your path to awakening and to remembering and to healing is slightly different than mine, but I believe you came into my life to say, well, you might want to cross over onto this side a little bit and explore it a bit more too, because it's it's beautiful and it's like, oh, okay, I think that door is opening, and maybe I think perhaps that's just a shift in my consciousness now, that's happening and I'm ready for it. Where before, maybe I was a little more maybe nervous, maybe closed, maybe who knows, right? For multiple reasons. It could be in the one I'm going to share with the viewers. I purchased one of your offerings and I've only listened to the first session, but you were talking about in it where I can't remember who was apologizing and saying it was the one on the Atlantis and saying we're sorry that we left you, and in within ourselves, within our whole body being, we know this, but we don't consciously know it. And so when you said those words, just like now, tears.
Yeah. And that's also a big integration process going through the Atlantis activations because there was so much trauma and we need to integrate these traumas. We shouldn't run away from them anymore. The energies and frequencies from the fifth dimension with the light ship and other light ships is here now so that we can start integrating. For many spiritual people, they have been focusing on the good. And of course, we know the story what you focus on grows. So you always have to keep your mind on good things because then they grow. But now we are a step further. We need to integrate all the things that are inside us and accept that they are there. We need to recognize them as individual beings. For instance, we have been told on our spiritual path, you are not allowed to be angry. And so we tend to move away from being angry and locking all our anger far away, somewhere that we don't connect with it. And this means that everybody has more or less anger tucked away somewhere.
Mhm.
And what we're saying in the Lightship City of Light is that now we need to go to that place. We need to open up to that anger and let it out. Not that we should react angrily towards other people. We're not allowed to do that. But we should take a look at the anger and start working with it in a more transformational and integrating way. Accepting, yes, I am a spiritual being, but I also have this anger part. And understand it's okay. You can still enter 5D like we're doing now and as you're feeling now, even though you have some anger. Because when you realize and you admit you have this anger, then it's okay. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense to me. And I totally agree that as we all embark on the spiritual path, there is, at the beginning, I feel like we're very much in the head still, in the mind. But I do agree that to go to, we need to integrate both. But at the beginning, at least for me, and I know a lot of people I talk to, there's still this condemning of self and then almost even condemning of others for these qualities that we don't think are virtuous. And so then we're already shutting our back, and that's not unconditional, unwavering, absolute love. You know, cosmic love is not, it accepts all things. And so this is what is so beautiful. I always thought it was more when I recognized I am soul. I am the soul. You know, for me, that was how I identified um, that shift. But everybody's going to identify differently. But it is where we begin to recognize that all parts, all feelings, all emotions, all things are part of our journey.
But that's a process. And as you say, this is I think it's general for all people who are going on the spiritual path, that, as soon as you go towards something beautiful, in order to get there, you always come into what is hindering me, what are the obstacles. Now we're working with love in this summit, and we say everything is love. And when we go into that feeling that you may be feeling right now, everything is love, I promise you, you will be met with all the things in you that are not agreeing with that statement. And that is the process. But it's okay,
Yeah.
because you actually got the basic message. Like you said, you contacted or you connected with your soul. That is beautiful. So you are already there. Now you just have to move through all the things that um, do not add up to the statement, all
Yeah.
is love. Yeah,
And full disclosure, I mean, that's happening lots right in this, not this moment now with you, but the moment I turn off this camera and I go back into my day-to-day world, there's so many things shifting right now for me. And it's like, yeah, they're coming up in a big
yeah,
way. And I know that they're all here to help me, to serve me. But sometimes, Charlotte, I can tell that I'm struggling with that remembrance, and I keep wavering back and forth and back and forth. But the gift in it, though, is that I know what it's like to be in the energy of this unconditional, unwavering, all
yeah,
accepting
yeah.
love.
And that knowledge and that self insight, where you tell yourself, I know that there are things that I need to work on, that is a valid ticket for you to enter 5D and visit a lightship like City of Light. Because the moment you admit, yes, I'm not perfect, then we can meet, then we can exchange, then we can collaborate, then we can transform, and
That's
then we
very
can move
comforting.
to the unconditional love, which
Mhm.
is a theory at the moment that we all agree on should be the, the the new thing.
And it's really hard to define love, though, too. There's two things that I would love to address. First of all, that's very comforting for all of us that are, we are all human. So that is part of our journey is we're here to learn and to evolve and to grow and to recognize and all those things. So when we know that we're not expected to be perfect, like sometimes the personal self will, or the ego, or whatever it is, to me, it doesn't matter. It's a label. It's just something that separated me from my remembering, and it's all part of my journey is to be experience that separation. So I want to go back to what I call home, right? Where it really feels like this is home. And it always feels like it's in here, so that was and I think the second part now has oh, love. How do you even, we cannot define it. You cannot define the love that we are talking about. We can search for words.
Yeah,
It's something. So when people talk about going, how important it is to spend time to know thyself and to honor thyself, that is how we will learn what
yeah.
that love is.
And I think it's different for all people. That's my understanding, is that my soul, my monad, my true self comes from a certain place where love is expressed in a certain way and understood in a certain way. And you come from a totally different place where love is interpreted in another way. And this doesn't make it any easier, because there's no one formula that can tell us exactly what it is. And I think or believe that this is what is making it so difficult for us humans to instantly love each other unconditionally, because first we need to understand, what is your understanding of love? Where do you come from? How do you express it? Some people express love with empathy, other people express it with cooking a nice meal.
Mm.
Um, Other people express it by saying loving words. So, and I think that's their individual superpower of showing love. Um, yeah.
Absolutely. That reminds me of the book. I can't remember who wrote it, and I believe the title is The Five Languages of Love. And everybody should probably pick that book up that's in a relationship, is understanding that we all need and require and see things differently. And so often when people find, their companion, their partner, whatever, it's still based on our own experience in life and what we've, inherited and what we've brought in from previously times and ancestral stuff and all that. So it really, I totally agree. Everybody requires something different. Everybody's going to experience themselves in a different way. And that's what's beautiful, though. That's what makes it so nice to move into 5D, because we're not comparing. So it's allowing that curiosity and that openness and that acceptance of self and others, and saying, you know what, I may not see through the same lens, but I'm willing to at least hold space. And because we're all at different levels, we're all seeing it differently, and there is no, and I don't even know the words for that. It's just beautiful because it's comforting and it's accepting and it's compassion and it's all those really beautiful energies of, it's okay to be you. It's okay to be you where you are right now.
And this is essential for the golden age, the things that you're saying right now, because we need to be our true selves. I don't need to be like you. You don't need to be like me. You need to find your own truth. This is what is happening inside the lightship city of light. Here, Andromedans meet with the Orions, meet with the Syrians, with the Lyrans, etc. And they are different beings with different interpretations of how things are. And in the golden age, we need to be ourselves in order to contribute with something special. Because when everybody contributes with their personal or their special knowledge, magical things happen. And we say opposites attract. That's really a very profound statement. And this is how the fifth dimension works. We opposites attract and work together, and new things appear.
Beautiful. This is why I've been so drawn to your energy. And yeah, like there's just, oh, I told you earlier that when I'm talking to people and having these beautiful sacred conversations, I'm at a loss for words, because now I've dropped into that place and my mind is not busy trying to think of anything. It's just actually going with my heart, and both are enjoying this experience. So thank you. Thank you for, bringing that to this conversation, very sacred conversation, and allowing all of us to know it's okay. As long as we have the intention that we want, this is where I want to move towards, no matter where we're at, we're welcome. Yeah. So you want to share a little bit about your offer, Charlotte, since I seem to be at a loss for words right now, and we can. Would you like to talk a little bit about that? Because that sounds fascinating to me too.
Sure. because we are talking about integrating opposites in order to accept ourselves as we are, in order to step into and be integrated more with the fifth dimension and be multidimensional. And as I was telling, that even in the light ship and other light ships, opposites meet. And in order for this community to function or work, in the Lightship City of Light, we work with the Golden Child energy, as we were talking about earlier. That is an energy that comes from a parallel universe, and it is closely connected to Lemuria and Hawaii. It's a big golden age neutral energy. And the City of Light consists or is held together by the Golden Child energy. If you look at this logo or this graphic uh, picture of the Lightship City of Light, it's golden color, and all the rooms that you are seeing are different departments inside the lightship. And this golden child energy runs through the whole lightship and keeps it together, and also ensures that everybody can collaborate. Because when the Syrians meet the Orions, and they are totally different beings, the golden child energy ensures that they are standing in their own power. This is one of the main points of the golden child energy, that you need to stand in your own power. And when you do so, you are able to exchange, you are able to listen, and you are able to talk with integrity. And in our special offer, we're going to work with the golden child energy. You're going to experience this energy directly in the area of love, unconditional love. And the golden child energy will offer you a healing to find out, how is your love doing? How do you understand love? How can you integrate it more? Love is not a singular energy. It's not a universal love energy. There is no such thing. Your love energy, Sherry, is different from my love energy. And the golden child energy is able to distinguish and empower you in your love energy, which means that you as a person will get a more clear picture of how you can expand your love into this world and what your superpower is.
That's
What is
beautiful.
your special love superpower? Because we're not the same.
No, I love that. That's actually that's exciting. So another, Charlotte, another offer that I'm probably going to be stepping into and allowing myself to enjoy that too, and go through that process. And that is something about these things that are so different for mm, people when we're first doing this. It's hard to let go of the mind sometimes. Like I even remember for myself trying to experience myself is like, I remember a program I was taking is like, what are you feeling inside? I didn't. I had it. I must have been so out of me most of the time. So what I love about these kind of things is that it's allowing us to get back into our body and to experience ourselves as soul embodied, as cosmic beings, as whatever it is, fifth dimensional beings, all kinds of, even to put a name on that is really difficult because the mind wants to have an explanation for what only the body sometimes can truly
experience. So this is what you help people like me and others that are even, just starting their journey, start to begin to experience themselves in a different way.
What we are allowing people to do in the lightship is to integrate their mind with their heart so that it is okay to think, it is okay to feel at the same time as you are experiencing these energies. And if you notice, because we are multidimensional in the lightship, you can still feel your body. You don't
Mhm.
leave your body. You can feel your mind, you can feel your feelings, but in a nice, integrated way. And you can still feel your heart, how it's opening up, and you are very in the now.
Mhm. I love that too, because so many people, trying to transcend the body, trying to get out of from experiencing the pain or whatever it is. And this is really bringing everything, all parts, the mind, the body, the soul, everything into one, to collaboration, into communion, into whatever that is. It's like all parts are necessary.
You came here to Earth with a life mission. You have spent lifetime after lifetime trying to fulfill that life mission. And so I think, well, of course, you need your body. You need everything in you to fulfill this life mission. You are the only one who can take your body and move it from A to B and then do something if that's part of your life mission. So it makes perfect sense to me to being multidimensional, working at being multidimensional, accepting your body with whatever pain it has sometimes, your mind with whatever problems you have, and then integrating with your evolved spirituality and not trying to escape Earth, but turn it around and integrate and love Earth. Earth needs our love so much,
Mhm.
especially in these times. And the best way we
Absolutely.
can love Earth is by integrating with our body, accepting ourselves.
Mhm.
This is what we work with in the dimensional system.
So there's one other thing I would love to ask you, and I'm trying to think. So you were explaining the light ship city and the lines and all different beings and systems and everybody seeing love or differently or whatever that is. Someone like me who obviously clearly is being guided, but I'm not really aware I'm being guided. And so they're obviously working with all of us right now, and we just don't know it. Can you can you just share a little bit about that for people like me that just really is like, I don't think anything's happening, but I know it must be because I'm changing. And so why am I changing so much? Obviously, there's some assistance that I do not see, but I feel very drawn to. And I even heard you say something about the Christ consciousness or something. There was something in there that, and there's something with that is like drawing me and drawing me and drawing me in, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
How's that work?
What I've learned from the Lightship City of Light is that the Christ energy is an Andromedan frequency that the Andromeda galaxy sent to Earth 2000 years ago in order to help us open our hearts. And now we're back again in the seven chakra system, where in order to evolve our seven chakras, we need the energy of Christ to evolve and open up so that we can enter our 12 chakra system, which is directly connected to the fifth dimension and the whole dimensional system.
Mm.
So there is some linear um, process that we go through, that we are evolving through our hearts and the Christ energy. And of course, the Christ energy is still here in the fifth dimension. It's a
Mhm.
big, important energy with a lot of compassion, teaching us love. So we need this energy continuously. It never grows old.
So that makes perfect sense to me. It's just as I'm evolving as soul and dropping in more of me, the essence of me and my light can come in, then I'm obviously naturally being guided towards opening up even more of that of me through that consciousness of me remembering and love and heart, the way of the heart. I'm very drawn to that. The path of the heart, the way of the heart. The heart is everything. And so for me, even personally, that was my own coming into union with, I guess, my soul. I don't know. See, again, my mind wants to search for things, but since just, it's like I don't need to know the answers. I only need to know what I'm feeling inside. And if the answers are meant to come, they will come. If not, there's just sort of this knowing, kind of even like when you were talking about me doing this with and not even knowing I was doing it.
But it's nice to have your mind. It's nice to have your mind asking questions and being curious, because that's in its own right will drive you further on your way, looking for answers. And
Mm.
this is deep Indian spirituality or Hindu spirituality, where there were different paths you could take. You could
Yeah.
take the jhana path, which is the path of the intellect, where you keep on asking questions. What is this and what isn't it? So this is a spiritual path that is totally accepted. Or you could go the bhakti path, where you follow your guru for whatever he or she says unconditionally. That's another path. And so, of course, it's important that each and everyone finds out what is my path. But
Hmm.
again, in the fifth dimension, we sort of integrate all the different paths into one, again,
Hmm.
where we integrate the head with our hearts. And then hopefully we do something with our hands.
Hmm. Taking it out and serving.
Yeah,
Mm.
and offering
Right.
and
Oh,
receiving. Not
right.
That's also important.
It
Being
is, and
able to
that's
receive.
especially for like even for myself, that's been a thing. And even I had somebody telling me too, is that, there's something here that needed to open because I'm not allowing myself to receive as much as I should be. And so it's interesting that's part of it for us too, is we're so used to, especially, I feel like for women, it's, I don't want to go really into that just because I'm not trying to, because men could be doing the same thing and going through the same thing.
Yeah, it's
But I
same,
do,
same. But maybe
yeah.
sometimes it's more obvious with women.
Right.
That
We
is the
tend
same.
to,
Yeah,
but I loved how you were talking about being in your power, not having to be empowered, because that is the journey, right? Like we move from, well, for myself personally, that was my journey is giving me my power to everybody but me. And then it's like slowly taking my power back and becoming empowered. And that was a process. And then I believe it will be liberating myself from, I think it's just we're continually going through some kind of evolution. But I do love how you explained that to all of us, to myself and to the viewers, because we're all on a journey of empowering ourselves.
yeah. And it never stops. And I always tend to think that we are like the universe. We are not perfect. Did you know not even the universe is perfect? It wouldn't exist if it wasn't imperfect.
Yeah.
And I take great comfort in those words. Because
Mhm.
for me, stepping forward the way I do, thinking of these words that not even the universe is imperfect, gives me my personal power to step forward and say, I know 3 things. I would like to tell you about the 3 things I know. I don't have to be perfect in 100 different ways
Right.
because I know the 3 things.
Beautiful. And
And I
that
think that's
gives
very
us,
empowering for everybody that, well, if you have something to say or you feel something, step forward. It's okay.
yes. Yeah, because we have a big thing with this expression, authentic expression, and
Yeah,
being safe, you know? So I love, though, how you shared, even in the lightship city, is all kinds of different nations. Like you mentioned the Palladians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, I can't even remember, but each one has its part. Each one has a different role of service
yeah,
and works with us in different ways. And so even that is an example of um, how imperfection is perfection in a sense, because we're all coming together
yeah,
to bring. We're each a piece of that puzzle of the universe, of the God, of Creator, and
yes,
you can't have one missing. We're all part of it,
yeah.
and it's even represented there.
It is even represented there. And that must be a great relief for a lot of people who are watching this that you're okay. And you just show up with your special ability, and you know something, I know something different, Sherry knows something third. And then when we come together, new things happen.
Exactly, and our abilities evolve as we evolve,
Yeah,
because I'm not the same Sherry I was 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, or even a year ago, or probably even 6 months ago.
yeah,
Constantly going through cycles of change and bringing in, like I witness how things keep coming around, and I know that they're part of my journey. And so it's like, okay, who do I want to be this time going through it? And what do I
yeah.
want to, the wisdom that I want to bring in, and all of that. And so, but this is beautiful knowing that we're being guided, divinely guided by so many beings. And we don't know it. I can sense it. I can sense when my energy, when like this is a good room that I'm in. And there can be a lot of powerful energy that comes into this room. I don't see, but I can feel different energies. And so, that might have been through Reiki and just evolving, but we can all experience multi dimensions in whatever way that is that we're going to experience it. Just
And
even
what
by
is more
sort of,
important is that there are no, you don't have to feel things in a specific way. You don't have to hear things. You don't have to feel things in a specific way. What is more important is that you find your special way of sensing energies, and that we don't try to copy. Well, she can hear, she can see, she can all these things. I want to do that. Of course, you can try and see if you have the same abilities, but more important is that you sort of find out, how do I do this? And of course, these conversations is a beautiful way of testing your energy system and finding out, where do I resonate? Where do I understand something on a very deep level, even though I may not understand it? But where do I resonate? Because that is an opening. That can be a way of sensing energies and finding your path.
and the more that we pay attention to what we're resonating to, the more the resonating will come in, the more things that will come in that it's like,
Yeah,
I'm being drawn to that. Oh, I feel excited. I feel really good. I feel like filled with life. And so knowing you're being guided and without even knowing, it doesn't matter what the source is it's more important that we pay attention to what's coming in for us. And It's like I'm feeling something towards that. And that's even how for probably yourself and for myself and for all of us that are on this path and awakening to some of these gifts and stuff like that is by literally honoring that little feeling of almost like a magnet pull or whatever, but it won't be the same for everybody is what I know you're saying. Just that deep, I want to do that. I want to do that and honor that. So it's like, is somebody feeling this energy for this call? It's like, do that, take this with you. It's just a workshop. It's a way of sampling to see if you are, they're meant to follow a bit more of your work and delve into that path and discovering.
And even though maybe you as a human, when you sign up for this unconditional love session with the golden child energy, even if you as a human being think, I'm not sure I get this, then rest assured that your energy system does. Because we work on different levels. And when you're watching this conversation and the other conversations with Sherry, your energy system will reach out to the energies that are being presented, and your energy system will communicate with those energies and learn something and transform on that level. So even though as a human being you may think, I'm not sure I get this, well, it's okay, because your whole energy system is gauging the energies that you are presented with and opening up, learning something, evolving, transforming.
Beautifully said, Charlotte. So, as we come to a close, Charlotte, I just would like to open this up and ask you if there's anything else that you would like to say to the viewers before we end this beautiful conversation, or even, thinking about the topic again, the content of this, and saying, the legacy. Each one of us is here, and we're all leaving an imprint and a legacy, whether we know it or we don't.
Yeah.
So, what is it that you think your legacy is?
I believe my legacy is that all is well, that you are okay, that the place that you are in right now is okay. Right now, we are transmitting some energies. Sometimes we get lost for words. The energy that we are transmitting right now is the energy from the golden child energy, empowering you, telling you that you are okay as you are. And this is no matter whether you are experienced in doing energy work or whether you are totally new, you are okay. This is the unconditional love energy that we are going to work with. I'm just going to show the crystal tool. This is a coded crystal tool with the golden child energy teaching us unconditional love. So if we just take a moment to feel this, this is going to be our invitation to you and our final words. If you don't feel anything, it's okay. Your energy system will understand this invitation. We hope to see you.
So beautiful, Charlotte. And I have to
Sherry.
mention, you're golden right now. Your face and your hair and your glasses and everything has this golden reflection.
Does
And
it?
yes, so it's it's so perfect, it's so fitting for what our conversation's all about. But I had to share that with you because yeah, you're you'll see if you watch this, and it's like, wow, okay, the universe is so beautiful how it comes together and filled with surprises and magic and showing us that we are being so guided. So I thank you for sharing your gift and your legacy and the beings, from the light ship city of light. And again, there really aren't words when you try to. My mind wants to, like, okay, who's with us and all that, but it's just like, no, just allow this beautiful energy that I can feel and this connection that I can feel, and allow myself to receive even more of that. And I hope that everybody receives more of that and comes back, and if you feel it, come back and revisit it and join Charlotte and experience that and begin to experience ourselves as soul, as sacred, as sovereign. Yeah. Charlotte, I thank you so very much. And from my heart to yours, I send you love, peace, and blessings. And I send everybody here on this summit love, peace, and blessings, and invite you to join me for the rest of the series. Thank you, Loren, too, for allowing me this beautiful opportunity. And I say bye for
Shanti,
now.
for having us here. It's been a great pleasure, a wonderful conversation, beautiful energies. And I'm looking personally forward to seeing the rest of your summit and the beautiful people that you are going to talk to. Thank you very much. And
Thank you,
thank you
Charlotte.
for
Sending everybody love. Bye for now.
bye.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.